the Snyder Kitchen. Shauna here with another Carl the Sourdough Starter update. We are on day 43 since I birthed a Carl all by myself. He's doing good, but there is a but, and I feel the need to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly. Okay, there's a little bit of a glitch with Carl because I have been purposely skipping some of his feedings to take me to where I'm feeding it so that it times out just perfect for when it's going to do its rise so that I can make bread. I've just been messing around with poor little Carl's schedule and it's coming back to haunt me, you guys. Okay, here's what we know. So poor Carl on day 43 of his life, so he looks like he's starving right now. He's just starving. And he smells, okay, you ready for this? He smells a little bit like nail polish remover. That's right, acetone. Acetone, I mean, it's not real super strong or anything, but there's definitely a faint acetone smell to him. Now, before you get really like worried about this, I looked it up, I did my research, and that is normal, and it's just another sign, another way that your sourdough starter is communicating with you to let you know that he is starving. So here's what I also know. I know that he's safe. You could totally go ahead and bake with him. It's not going to affect your bread quality. Some people choose not to when it's in that somewhat acid state. Some people say that if you're baking with sweet stuff, or if you're baking like a sweet bread, you can sometimes detect that extra acidy flavor to it. But if you're just baking like a savory dish or regular bread, it seems to not affect it. So I'm going to tell you how to correct it. All my research says you're just going to do more frequent feeds. Okay, I'm going to have to get serious here, guys. Okay. So here's what I'm doing. I'm bringing out the big guns now. I feel like if you're on day like 43 and you haven't already invested in a scale, it's a great time to pick one of these guys up. You can get them pretty inexpensively on all of the online order spots to get your goodies. Or from me, I do have these for sale in my store. It's time to correct poor Carl. See, it's not terrible. Like, it's not the worst smell in the world. I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't find it smells like that bad, but it's definitely a little bit pungent. Yeah, so let's correct that. How we're going to correct it, we're going to get out our scale. Okay. Actually, I'm going to use this time to do a cleaning of my jar too. See, it kind of tends to get kind of funky on this side. So we're going to grab a clean bowl and we're going to give our starter a stir. See how super goopy and gloppy he is? Oh, he's so hungry. Do you remember our big jar that I felt like we had to have at the start of this journey? Here he is. He's now our discard jar. And he might even be a little bit too big, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is stir up my starter and hit the 0 to put everything back to 0. I'm going to get to my grams, and I'm going to measure out 12 grams of starter. That is all we need for this ratio that I'm going to share with you. Oh my gosh, one little scoop and it's already over my 12 grams. What? That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? It's just a little, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I find that bananas to me. All of that is going into our discard jar. It's a lot. This is how, though, we're going to correct that acidy smell by doing these ginormous feeds. If you've been following along, you know discard does not equal garbage. Not at this point in our sourdough life. The first 7 to 10 days, yes, we might have been tossing out some because it didn't have anything beneficial to it. But this stuff here, we save this guy for all kinds of baked, delicious things that we have yet to make. Actually, that's not true. We have already made pizza dough. What did I make? I made flatbreads like pitas. I made tortillas. The next big thing I want to make is homemade English muffins. That's my big next goal. Maybe this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to get all the starter out that I possibly can. We don't want to waste this. Yeah, while I'm in there, I may as well give it a stir, right? Right? I don't know. I'm kind of curious. See, and this just smells like nice bread. Like this doesn't smell like acetone at all. That's all the active starter that we're using this time. It's kind of scary, like really that's going to do it, but trusting the process. All right, to that, so that's 12 grams of starter, and we're going to zero that out. And we're going to add 60 grams of, normally we're just adding in a quarter of a cup and a quarter of a cup. This time we're just going to measure it to see how accurate we actually are. Oh. Wait a minute, let me think about that. Okay, my mathing's wrong. It's not wrong technically, but so I should have done 30 grams of bread flour and 30 grams of whole wheat flour. So right now, a little off. That's okay. We want 60 grams total, you guys. So we'll just add the whole wheat flour till we get to the 60 grams. Okay, close enough. And now we're going to zero that out and go for 60 grams of flour. Guys, this is not an exact science. Like, don't even worry about it. Just 60 grams of water. Oh, there we go. We're a little over again. Don't even worry. Okay, and then we're going to mix it up. And this is called the 1 to 5 to 5 ratio. I'm just trusting it. I mean, it's pretty gloopy. Look at it. It's pretty thick. We're just going to go with it. This is going to solve all my acetone problems. So, if you are on your sourdough journey, I want to hear from you. How is it going? Are you running into any of these same problems? Are you baking things yet? Are you making bread yet? We're on this journey together. Like, we are learning together, because I promise I am not an expert. I am just going with the flowing. And you know what I'm learning though? I'm learning that sourdough is not as serious as I made it out to be all these years. Like, it just isn't. It's fun. If something goes wrong, it's just flour and water, guys. It's just flour and water. Don't overthink it. Don't be a me. All right, that's it. That's it. I think we're good. Looks good. I'm gonna put my elastic back. Carl. Oh, I love you, Carl. I love what you do for me. Should we try making a loaf of bread with the discard tomorrow and see what happens? What do you think would happen? Should we try it? I'm feeling like we should try it. I mean, again, don't overthink it. What's the worst that happens? It's flour and water. It's next day. And it looks like we made the best decision ever, because look at that. Carl is on the rise. He's more than doubled. We could totally bake with this right now. Smells so good. Like, it smells like fantastic bread again. Oh my gosh, I just watched a bubble pop. It's like live action bread stuff going on.